strike? Is it justifiable?
Well, my problem with the labor strike is that the issues, as far as I'm concerned, have not been made so very clear to each and every one of us. Whereas labor claims that the reason why they are on strike has to do with some labor issues. We know that is intimately connected with the assault on their leader. As much as possible, I think that we should always try to separate personal issues from, how we say, national ones. If, for example, Labour had gone on strike for the very, very serious issues that we have as a country, about the economy, about the mismanagement of the economy, about all the other difficult things that we're having today, maybe they will have had much more support. So my advice is that Labour should call up the strike and articulate the issues concerning Nigeria as a whole today. And then each and every one of us will be part of making sure that on the issue of our welfare as Nigerians, that is what is on the top burner. As much as I sympathize with my very good friend, Joe Ajaero, I think that he did not actually present this whole thing in a very good light for himself. Even in law, when you're concerned with something, you tend to recuse yourself. As somebody who comes from Imo State, one would have thought that he would take a back seat and let others do that, but to avoid this accusation of personalizing the matter. But going forward, Nigeria is in a very, very difficult position today.
Handle this issue at the moment?
I think what they ought to do is to come to the drawing board, which is what they are doing now. I blame the federal government for just ignoring labor for all this time that they were issuing threats and saying we're going. One would have expected that the first thing to do when the labor union says we're going to do A, B, or C, that the Minister of Labor will call them and it will be seen that they are engaging with them. But you don't engage only when the act has happened. It shows contempt for the labor organization, and I blame the federal government for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, distinguished.
I think it is beyond the Imo State. Are you happy with what is going on in Nigeria? We must have a voice. We are in democracy. Therefore, we must have a voice, the voice that can speak for the people. This is what we are looking for. If what they are doing is in tandem with the yearning and the aspiration of Nigeria, we are 100% and fully supporting them.
But a lot of Nigerians find it a bit personal, the way the NLC president has taken it to be a personal, cause rather than a national cause.
NLC president is an institution. He is representing institution. He is not there for himself. He is there to represent one of the unit of democracy, labor. You need to understand this. He is not there because of his personality. Nobody is looking for him as person. He is a leader of NLC and he is representing that institution.
So how would you say the federal government can handle this situation?
It is very normal in democracy. We need to sit down and negotiate, renegotiate, have interface with them. It is part of the game.
Thank you. All right, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, distinguished.
I
Thank you,
know
sir.
that this person leave me out of NLC. I
Oh,
was part of NLC. I was former student leader.
okay.
So excuse me.
So
for
you
this
like
one.
what you're doing right now?
I will not say I like it. More, I'm an interested party
Okay.
because I was a former president of NANS.
Oh.
I did a lot of struggles together with NLC before.
So So the federal government should call them to a round table.
They should call them to a round table.
Good.
You understand? They should call the NLC to a round table. It's very important. In fact, I don't want to mince words. Federal government should call NLC to a round table. Let us discuss the issues they are raising. You understand? Let us discuss the issues. Let's come to round table and discuss with them. The other time, they sent us to go and address them here on the issue of subsidy removal and other issues they were raising. They raised fundamental issues when we came. On behalf of the Senate leadership, they sent us to go and address them with Senator Lindume, Senator Ureti Kingib and co. So they even handed a letter to us to convey to Senate President. Senate President and the leadership, they intervened. That led them not to go on industrial action. What I'm saying that there should be round table discussion, frank discussion, honest one, between the workers and the federal government of Nigeria. That is.
Thank you very much.
Here in Abuja. The incident happened in Owerri. And they had all the opportunity, all the chances to do whatever thing they wanted to do at Owerri. Because that is where you have points to prove. You have nothing to prove here. It happened in Owerri. Owerri is peaceful and everything is going on there. You're in Abuja harassing everybody as if this was where it happened. So I don't see any sense in it. Sincerely speaking, I do not see any sense in it. And of course, it happened before election. If you were that powerful, why didn't you mobilize people to ensure that Uzodinma failed in the elections? It happened before the elections. You were powerful. Mobilize your members to go and fail him. Go and vote and fail him. You allowed him win elections and you continue to disturb the whole nation. I don't see any sense in it. And of course, the Labour is becoming too political. I must say that. They're beginning to act like an alternative government. Every day you're on strike. Every day you're on strike. What do you achieve? What have you achieved? I don't see any sense in it. We must realize that the country is facing a whole lot of problems and that all hands must be on deck to ensure that we get out of it. And this is not the way. For some people, it's like a jamboree. It's like a child's thing. You play, come up and make. I don't see it that way. We all suffer.
Well, here already, the strike is on. How do we handle it, especially the executive?
Well, what I think is that they should think properly. This is an ill wind that will not blame anybody any good. They should think properly. And then, the labor law is a funny law. You have rights, a lot of rights to go on strike. The employer also has a lot of right not to pay you. I don't know how many Nigerians today can survive 2 months without salary. So, and whether you like it or not, it is a thing that requires sitting together and talking and ending it. And of course, Labour has a lot of ways to. You are beaten by police, you said. Take the police to court. People do that. A lady was beaten by Navy about a few years ago in Lagos. She went to court. She won the case. She got 300 million naira as compensation, and the head of Navy retired. So Nigerians must begin to look at things dispassionately, not playing on emotions. Because there's a fuel problem, so every little Nigerians agitated, you just harp on it. It's not right. That's why I think, yes.